Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Joanna. Thank you for being here. I hope that what you hear in this podcast, in this transmission, is going to be helpful to you. And my job is simply to help you make sense out of this process of waking up. So I hope that you enjoy this. And if you do, my team and I would love for you to click the like button, notification button, and the subscribe button. And please do comment on whatever you feel resonates with you or doesn't resonate with you, and share it with a friend or two. That would make this very, very helpful. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for being here. Again, without you, I wouldn't do this, and I love what I do. And what is it that I do? I simply connect to higher consciousness in order to bring information so that it can help you become the best version of yourself. That's essentially what my team and my job is. As I said before, 2025 is going to be a year of quite a ride, which means there is a lot that's going to be happening in 2025. And my understanding is that even planetary-wise, astrology-wise, there's like 4 or 5 planets concentrated together, and it has never happened according to written history. So we are in for some monumental times, which means a tremendous opportunity to go through a massive healing. And what is healing? Healing simply means letting go of what no longer serves us, and certainly letting go of anything that is limiting our potential. Because at the end of the day, you and I are nothing more, nothing less than a walking potential. You have tremendous potential to you. And the only reason why you don't live up to your potential is because of your limiting programming and limited beliefs. And my job as Joanna is to help you recognize, see these limiting programmings within yourself so that you can change them, because you have the power to change them. You have the power to change your mind because your mind is very powerful. So since we are talking about releasing and healing, it's a perfect time to talk about the full moon that's happening on February 12th, and it's called a snow moon. And it is very much connected to releasing of emotional baggage. So I'm going to go through 3 piles, and there's going to be likely a message there for you, maybe in all piles, with regards to what you might be releasing over the next little while, especially around the full moon. And release doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. Sometimes in order to experience release, we first have to recognize what's going on. So my job with my team is to help you recognize what's going on inside you so that you can look at it and you can go, oh, okay, so this is what's happening, and then take the necessary steps for you to change it if you choose to change it. So imagine you woke up tomorrow and you are completely free of your emotional baggage. You are completely free of your emotional baggage. That's called emotional freedom. What would you do? If you woke up tomorrow and you were not being held back by anything from the past, what would you do? What would you do? Maybe you want to decide in this moment what you would do and kind of put it somewhere where you can look at it, because that is your framework for what you're here to do. In other words, if you woke up tomorrow morning and you realized you're not being held back by anything or anyone, and certainly not your past, perhaps you would allow yourself to go out there and be the pioneer that you are here to be. Some of you listening to this are pioneers in terms of new thoughts, in terms of new awarenesses. And in order for you to be a pioneer in something, you have to have a certain knowledge within you, inside of you. Otherwise, you're not sharing that. So, and to have knowledge, it's not just the conceptual knowledge, but to have knowledge and understanding means we have to go through certain experiences. And all our experiences give us a certain level of understanding, a certain level of consciousness. And again, if we are holding on to experiences from the past that limit us, we're not going to be able to fully experience and explore what is possible for each and every individual. So imagine tomorrow you woke up and you were completely emotionally free. What would you do? Would you go out there and do the thing you want to do? Would you start to take a class? Would you say to someone, I love you? Would you tell someone what it is that you need? What would you do? And there was no judgment. It's almost hard to think about that because we are so used to being held back that some of us can't, I certainly can't even comprehend what it would be like if tomorrow I woke up and I felt completely emotionally free. It's almost unimaginable for me. It's that big. But we are here to do just that. We are here to become more and more emotionally free so that we are no longer held back by our limiting past. And this snow full moon is going to likely trigger some things from your past emotionally so that you can look at it, so that you can recognize it, and so that you can use your own power to shift, to heal, to change something, so that you can experience something more for yourself, so that you can experience more of life. Imagine tomorrow you woke up and you were in a full realization that you are powerful. You wake up tomorrow and you realize that you're powerful, very powerful. What would you do? What would you not do? What would you allow yourself to do? Here's the thing. You are that powerful now. Do you realize that you are that powerful now? You're just being held back by your limitations. So imagine tomorrow you woke up and you have no limitations. What would you do? What would you choose to do? What would you choose not to do? What would you choose to say goodbye to and open doors to something new? What would you do if you woke up tomorrow and you knew that you were all powerful? That's a question you might want to ask yourself. So let me go through 3 piles. Each one will likely have a message or 2 for you. And let's see where we get. Speaking of the year 2025, because it is a year of potentially a lot of healing and a lot of releasing, the forecast that I've released at the beginning of this year for all the zodiac signs is literally all about that. Pretty much the entire forecast is all about what is coming up to be healed and released and revealed in 2025 for each zodiac sign. So if you're interested in more of a specific message, the link is down there. They're all under $10. I made them very affordable, and I think that might also help you and may coincide with the message that you're getting today. All right, with that said, let's go through the piles. So the first card represents what is being released. Okay. Long-term goals. What is being released? What are your long-term goals for yourself? Where do you see yourself 2 years from now? Do you see yourself as being more independent? Do you see yourself as being more whole? Do you see yourself as being more confident? Do you see yourself working in an environment that's very different from where you are right now? What is your goal? And then the next question is, what is preventing you right now in this moment from achieving this goal? And whatever is preventing you is 9 times out of 10, nothing from the outside, it's internal. So how do you hold yourself back from the goals that you have for yourself? Do you believe that you're not good enough? It's a belief. We have to address that. Because you're in a number 9, okay? So 9 speaks to letting go. 9 speaks to completing cycles, completing certain karmic cycles that are rooted in the understanding that somehow good things can't come to you, or somehow you're not good enough to experience certain good things. For example, I grew up in an environment where the idea of money was thought to be bad, evil. People with money are terrible. Money is the evil of all, money is the root of our evil, all that negative programming conditioning. And that belief system has been very much standing in my own life from experiencing freedom around financial abundance. And it's a very strongly it's very strongly rooted belief system that takes time to overcome. It takes time to transform. But this particular belief system, as an example, is perhaps something that's holding you back from achieving the goal that you have for yourself. And because this is a 9, it is talking about releasing anything that's holding you back, or an aspect of you that's holding you back, that is preventing you from achieving the goal that you have for yourself. So I guess the first thing you'd have to do is you'd have to decide what your goal is. What is your intention? Is your goal to be in a beautiful, loving relationship? Then you have to ask yourself, what is standing in your own way right now from creating that experience, from experiencing that experience? What is it inside of you that is standing in the way? And this is very much rooted in negative programming and limiting belief systems. Okay? 4 to me also represents foundation and stability through change. We're all going through change. So this is changing belief systems, changing your limiting belief systems, changing your programming that stand in the way of you achieving essentially whatever it is that you want to achieve. So that is what's likely going to be released, or there's an opportunity for you to release programming around inadequacy in whatever capacity. Not good enough, not worthy, the standard stuff that everyone understands. What is being activated for you is beautiful. Temple of Truth, throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression. Oh, what's being activated for you as you go through the process of releasing, I'm just getting chills. What's being activated for you is a greater flow. It's a greater flow. Maybe greater flow of abundance, greater flow of love, greater flow of opportunities, just greater flow. And it's tied directly to you releasing these limiting belief systems, whatever they may be for you. If you are in a relationship, let's say, and you have beliefs that somehow you are not worthy of being loved, then you are going to stand in your way of experiencing that love. You just will, because you don't feel worthy of it. And that will play out in your relationship. In other words, you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get the unconditional love that you need because your idea is that you are not worthy. Now, let's talk about unconditional love. Humans very rarely experience unconditional love. We are born into conditions, a whole bunch of conditions. So the closest I think you can come to feeling unconditional love is when you have a baby. That moment, it's just like nothing else matters. But we generally don't feel that every day. It is not our natural state of being, but it is the state where we come from. We come from unconditional love. We are part of unconditional love. Unconditional love lives within us. So one of the ways that you want to perhaps release the fear of not being good enough, or not being worthy of love, is to recognize how you do not love yourself. How do you stand in your own way of truly and fully and totally loving yourself? And we reject ourselves all the time. It's just part of being a human. This is about bringing those aspects of us that we have rejected and bringing them back home so that we feel at one with ourselves and that we feel at one with Source. And Source is unlimited. So when we feel at one with Source, we are tapping into this unlimitedness. But what I'm saying here is you have that power right now. It's within you. But whatever you are holding on to in terms of your belief systems, it's holding you back from fully experiencing it is in the body. In the body. You might know that you are unconditionally loved by the universe, but you may not feel it. So you're not embodying that. And if you're not embodying unconditional love, you cannot give unconditional love. You cannot give something you don't have. So this full moon is likely going to help you open yourself up to so much more that the universe has to offer you. But you first have to take care of the internal conflicts. Where is this going to affect you the most? We have the cups, 5 of cups. This is being emotionally held back from something in the past. But because it is shown to me in reverse, and I'm not a tarot reader, so I just get information, then I share it with you. What this is saying is that you are approaching an end of a cycle where you are feeling emotionally discontent. So you are on the road to feeling a lot more content. Now think for a moment, what does content mean to you? To me, content means feeling at peace with myself, feeling like I am stable, feeling like I'm solid, feeling like I'm grounded, feeling like I belong, feeling like I matter. It's just an overall good feeling. This is where you are potentially heading, pile number 1, to this incredibly peaceful yet powerful feeling of contentment. And that takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It is a process, and the process is one of releasing. So for you to feel emotionally content, you have to first look at what is not allowing you to feel content right now. What belief systems do you hold about yourself that not allow you to embody feeling discontentment? Because that feeling is within you. It's within you because it's where you come from. It's within you. It's just underneath all the layers of the limited, or dare I say, negative programming. So you are at an end of a cycle whereby releasing old wounds, healing old wounds, by expressing your emotions, you are opening up to a greater flow, including financial flow, and a lot more emotional stability. If that doesn't say yay to you, I don't know what will, because that's a message that I would certainly want to have. So this is what I have for you, pile number 1. All right, let's see what we have for you, pile number 2. Super exciting. Okay. What are we releasing? True compassion. So we're not releasing compassion. We are releasing any programming, any old wounds that does not allow ourselves to be compassionate. And what I'm hearing actually is the word judgments. Releasing judgments is a big frickin' deal. Why is it such a big deal? Well, for one, judgments divide. They don't unite, judgments divide. When you hold a lot of negative judgments about yourself, you live in division of yourself. You live in separation of yourself. When you live in separation of yourself, you are not living at one with yourself, which means you're not experiencing and expressing oneness. When we are in oneness, we feel whole. So pile number 2, where is it that you don't feel whole? What is missing? What do you believe is missing inside of you in order for you to be this extraordinary person? Here's the thing. You are that extraordinary person right now. You're just not able to see it yet. The question is, if you're not able to see your extraordinariness, what is it that you see? What do you see about yourself that limits you? What do you need in order to feel at peace with yourself? What do you need in order for you to stop judging yourself? What do you need? Stop judging yourself, and I guarantee you're going to start feeling better. Stop judging yourself, and I guarantee you're going to start feeling better. You know how I know that? Because I have to practice it every single day. When we are born into the world of judgments, judgment is just part of what we do. It's our programming. But again, judgments divide, they don't unite. The more judgmental you are of yourself, the more you are in separation and division of yourself. When you are in that space, you will never feel whole. You will always feel like there is something missing. Here's the problem. Nothing is missing. Nothing is missing. What is missing is you seeing that you're not missing anything. This is talking about the inner battles. We all have them because it's part of our human experience. Inner battles are just that. They're battles. When we are in a battle, we can't feel peace because battle and peace are on the opposite ends. So in order for us to feel more peace, to experience more inner peace, we need to release the inner battle. What are you battling with? Because around this full moon, this is what you are likely, there's an opportunity for you to release whatever that is, whatever you are battling with, whatever you are at war with yourself about, whatever that is for you that significantly prevents you from being the best that you can be. There's an opportunity for you to see it, to choose to do something about it, and to release it. Because you can see something, but you may choose not to do anything about it. That is completely up to you. No judgments here. But you are using your own power and your own awareness to be stuck. I guarantee you don't want to feel at war with yourself because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. What's being activated? Hey, Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. This pretty much piggybacks to the message that I just gave you. Peace and contentment is what awaits you. And I talked about that actually in pile number 1. So you may get some information, additional information from pile number 1. This is also suggesting to me that some of you may resonate with the idea of Pleiadians, okay? Pleiadian light codes, connection to other star beings. You are likely someone who considers themselves a star being of some sort. So this what's being activated is your own Pleiadian ancestry. Can I say it that way? Your connection. It's your own Pleiadian connection. So you are likely someone who connects with the idea of being a Pleiadian, having a Pleiadian connection. For some of you, it may be Arcturians. Okay, these are very powerful energies, very powerful consciousnesses that are here supporting us. And your third eye is also being activated. I'm getting the third eye here. Coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. You are being activated through light codes in order to help you release whatever is preventing you from having a greater connection to other star beings. So this is interesting. So some of you have a connection, you know it, but you might not be trustful with it. You might not trust yourself with it. You might think you're going crazy. If you're going crazy, so am I and millions of other people. So we're in good company. But anyway, Pleiadian activation is very much, well, this is what it is, and resolution. Any conflict. I feel that you are here, if you connect with the Pleiadian thing, you are here to help to receive information in order to work with it and then share it with others so that they too can release whatever is holding them back. So you are likely someone here who is to share information, to share stories, to share certain knowledge. And that's, for many of you, that's going to come through the activation of this, well, the saying also heart chakra, your third eye, your heart chakra, and your Pleiadian activation, light codes. Okay. What area will this affect you in? Faith. It's the Hierophant, I believe. Is it Hierophant? Faith not in public figures, but faith in yourself. Faith not in public figures, but faith in yourself. Now, that's an interesting statement because if someone is leading you, then you better have faith. You also better have trust, because if you are being led by someone who you don't have faith in or you don't trust, always remember this. You inside of yourself know the truth. You may not have access to it. You may not see it. You may not understand it. You may not believe it. But you have access to virtually the entire universe. Akashic records, whatever you want to call it. Can you be in full embodiment of it in this lifetime? Probably not, because it's way too much information. You don't need, your physical body would not be able to handle all that frequency because it's all frequency. But you do have a connection to other stars. So this is talking about, again, connecting to other star systems and Pleiadians. And it's learning how to trust this knowledge, how to trust this consciousness, how to maybe even believe in this consciousness. So this is very much a message of trusting your intuition, trusting what you receive, still have a good head on your shoulders and have discernment, but learning how to trust. And in order for you to trust these other beings, you have to first trust yourself. Because if you trust someone or something, but you don't trust you, then you're not going to be able to share whatever it is that's coming for you and through you and to you. So this is developing a greater capacity to your own trust and trusting and having faith towards something you can't see. So again, if you connect with the idea of Pleiadians or other star systems, and blue beings could also be dolphins. If this isn't something that's been coming to you when you're wondering if you're losing your mind, well, we could say that yes, you are losing your own mind, your limited mind, but you are actually coming into fuller awareness. So this is about trusting your awareness. Now here, if you live at war with yourself, if you live at conflict with yourself, you're not really going to trust this awareness very much because you're conflicted. So in order for you to trust these beings, these other star systems, or these other consciousnesses, higher consciousnesses, you first have to deal with your inner battle. Perhaps one of your battles is that you don't trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, ask the question, why? Where is the origin of you not trusting yourself? When did you decide or learn that you couldn't trust yourself? It's a child wound, generally speaking. In my personal experience, it is one of my biggest things. Trusting myself is very, very hard because I grew up in an environment where I felt like I was being crazy, like I was going crazy, because everything I said was completely invalidated and anything I felt was not. So I became very confused and I learned that I couldn't trust myself. And my entire work of this is trusting the universe. If you're pile number 2, it's time to let go of your inner battle. In other words, recognize what is your inner battle. Do you still want, what are you at conflict with? Do you want to be at conflict with yourself? Likely you don't, okay? If you don't want to be at conflict with yourself, ask yourself, why am I at conflict with yourself? What is it I am conflicted with? Why am I conflicted with it? It's an important lesson for you to get in this lifetime. You are getting connected, activated, reactivated, up-leveled with your own connection to other beings and other star systems. Okay, so you definitely have some sort of extraterrestrial connection. That's how I'm going to say it. And last but not least, trust yourself with this information. Develop trust in you and this connection that you have with the universe, because the universe only wants to support you. That's what the universe does. It's its only role. If you don't trust yourself and if you don't trust the universe to support you, then you're not going to be able to benefit from all the things that the universe has to give you and share with you, including fruitful collaborations with other star beings. Okay? So that's what's coming up for you around full moon. How exciting. Okay, let's see what we have for you, pile number 3. What is it that you are more likely to release around this February 12th full moon? And by the way, if you are wanting to get a little bit more personal, specific information, the 2025 forecasts are all about what you will be releasing in this year, in 2025, or the potential for you to release and let go. All right, so what is being released potentially for you learning to nurture. You are here to learn how to love yourself. You are here to be yourself. You are love. So to love yourself simply means to be yourself. And if you're not able to be yourself, you're not being loving to yourself. So pile number 3, right off the bat. What is it about yourself that you are not in acceptance of? Where are you not accepting yourself? In other words, where are you rejecting yourself? And there is probably 1.5 million reasons. Every time you reject a part of you, you push a part of you away. Every time you reject a part of you, you push that part of you away. Here's the thing. That part of you will never go anywhere because it's a part of you. You can't delete it. You can't get rid of it. It's a part of you. The only way to make it work is to accept that part about you, knowing that you can likely change it because you have the power. Anything you don't accept about you, you can either change or you can change your perspective about it so that you become much more at one with yourself. Pretty much this whole idea is becoming one with yourself by releasing emotional baggage. Okay. So self-rejection is big one here. You are also in an energy of 9, which means anything that you are holding you back in terms of rejection, betrayal, not having trust in yourself, not having trust in others, anything that you deem as unacceptable about you needs to be looked at. Here's what I want to say. Now, when I say needs, you don't need to do anything. This is just information that I hope is going to help you. If this is just a drastic example, if you've done something really wrong and you know it's wrong, or it was wrong, you knew it was wrong, but you did it anyway, and now you're feeling really bad about it, well, learn from it. Don't do it again. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself. Otherwise, you're holding yourself in a prison, and that's not very helpful. Okay? So learn from your mistakes. We all make mistakes. We will all continue to make mistakes. Hopefully, we don't make mistakes knowing we are making a mistake. And by the way, if you're about to do something, or if you're about to engage in something and you know it's a mistake and you're going to do it anyway, there's an interesting question you might want to ask yourself. Why? Why would I repeat the same mistake? Or why would I repeat the same pattern knowing that last time it didn't work and the time before it didn't work and the time before also didn't work? So if I continue to do the same thing over and over again, how can I possibly expect a different outcome? You can't. Again, betrayal is coming up for you. That does not mean that you are going to be betrayed. It does mean, however, that some old, unprocessed memory, something even maybe from past life, is going to surface that's going to trigger something around fear of betrayal. Well, because it feels crappy for one, but number 2, when we are holding on to betrayal, we are holding on to distrust, because what betrayal does, it effectively severs trust. That's what betrayal does, okay? Perhaps you have been betrayed by your parents, and you developed a certain idea that you can't trust people you love. If that's the case, and you are in a loving relationship, or you are in relationship, and your old belief system says, I can't trust someone I love, you're not going to be fully open and fully transparent with the person that you love. It's not going to happen. You have to let go of that fear so that you can become more expressive. So betrayal is a big one. Again, it's not because you will be betrayed, but because something from the past, likely that happened in this lifetime, has led you to believe that you can't trust people or you can't trust someone. Okay. Maybe you will be betrayed by a friend. Maybe if that's the case, you're going to have an opportunity to deal with this differently. Just because you have been betrayed once does not mean you will continue to be betrayed over and over again. But here's the problem. If you hold on to that betrayal, if that hasn't been healed, then what you're saying is eventually to the universe, hey, universe, I know you're going to betray me, and that's what you expect. It's an unconscious conditioning pattern. So anything around betrayal, old wounds around betrayal, of wounds of not trusting, especially not trusting the people you are close to or the people you love, is going to come up, or it's likely to come up right now in order for you to clear. So that you don't have to keep re-experiencing being either betrayed or living in a space where you don't trust people. Because when you don't trust people, it's a very lonely place to be. So that's a big one. What is being activated? Seraphim's gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. Oh, number 3, you're coming online. Woo! You are coming online, baby. Oh, boy. Okay, this is not a time for you to be held back. You've come here to do big things. In order for you to do these big things, you have to trust yourself. Maybe at some point in your life, you have betrayed yourself and you don't trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, it's not a great idea because you're here to do big things. Now, what do I mean by big things? It does not mean that you are here to be, quote, for example, the president or a prime minister of a country. No. That's one representation. Another way of expressing of you doing big things is to you walking around with an open heart and sharing with people the unconditional love that lives within you. That's a big thing. In fact, it's the biggest. So it doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be in public. It can be as simple as you opening up your heart and then sharing love with another to your fullest capacity. If you don't trust yourself, you're not going to do that. So trust is really amplified here, trusting in others, trusting in yourself, trusting in the universe, trusting in support. You are here to learn how to trust yourself, very much like I am. I doubt myself all the time. And that takes time. It's a process. And it takes a lot of compassion for yourself and tenderness and tender loving care. You are learning how to love yourself. Here's the thing. You don't have to learn anything. All you have to do is remember how do you remember who you are? You are a being, part of consciousness, spark of source, some call it God. And you're having an experience through physical body, but you are certainly not your body. You don't say, I am a finger. You say, that's my finger, or I have a finger, right? But there is so much more to you than your finger. So it's releasing any sort of identification you hold about yourself or judgment that prevents you from fully trusting yourself and trusting the universe, because the universe is here to support you so that you can do these big things that you've come here to do. Trust yourself, pile number 3. Hugely important. Where is this likely to affect you? 10 of Swords. End of a battle. Pretty much this entire thing is all about ending emotional battles. Letting go or releasing concepts within your mind that make you somehow feel that you're not lovable, that you've been conditioned not to trust yourself. Whatever that is, it's all in the mind. You are here to help release yourself from your own inner prison, from all your own inner prison, so that you can perhaps help others do the same if they choose to. Everyone is in their own inner prison in some way, shape, or form. Most of us are not conscious of it. When you have conscious awareness of how you hold yourself back, when you have conscious awareness of your limiting belief system, you have the power to change and transform your life. That's how powerful you are. You're here to remember. This is what you're here for. To not only remember who you are, but also to help others remember who they are. And that happens through awareness and consciousness. Have you ever been in love? Chances are you'll say yes. Remember the time when you first fell in love and it felt amazing? In that moment, you felt like you could do anything. Nothing could stop you. When you embody that in you, because that feeling comes from you, when you embody that within you, when you have love towards yourself, when you remember who you are, you will almost automatically feel like you can do anything, because you can. You can certainly change your mind. You can certainly change your belief systems. You can certainly change the way you see yourself, or you can change the way you hold yourself in prison. You can open the prison door knowing that is your prison. You have the key and the gate opens and you walk out. And that's a metaphor. So recognize your own inner prison, pile number 3. How do you hold yourself back from truly loving yourself, from truly accepting yourself? The things you don't love about you, you will likely not love about others. The things you don't like about yourself, you will don't like about others. The things that you are resisting within yourself, you're going to likely resist from others. If you are someone who feels very disempowered, you're likely going to resist people who are very powerful, because it's a different vibration. But my job is to remind you that not only are you powerful, but to help you embody that power so that you can do what you are here to do, which is big things, whatever that may mean for you. Sometimes the simplest thing can be the biggest thing. So don't think in terms of doing big things as you having to be some president or CEO or someone on a platform with 10 million views. Doesn't mean that. It means the expression of you in an unencumbered way. That is enough. You sharing your love, your experiences, your knowledge is more than enough. And that's a big thing. Pile number 3, you're here to do big things. I hope this was helpful. Of course, if you would like help from me and my team with helping you move through some of that process of releasing, because it's not an easy process. It takes a while. It certainly takes courage. But it helps when someone is holding your hand, so to speak. And it's a little bit like learning how to walk. Sometimes you feel a little bit unsteady, and holding on to something can help you feel much more steady to take the next steps forward. So if you would like help with my team, from my team, we would be honored. That information is down below. And of course, if you would like to know more information for what's coming up for 2025 for you, and it's already started with a big bang, then the forecasts for each zodiac sign are down below. They're fairly inexpensive. Thank you so much. I would love to see your comments and just see how this resonates with you. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.